Hey, smart authors, welcome back to another episode of the Smart Author Podcast. In today's episode, I was asked an interesting question the other day, and I wanted to talk to you about it. The question was, should I give my book away for free? And actually, the person who asked that was very hesitant to say yes to that question. So I'd love to discuss that with you in today's episode, and I hope you enjoy. All right, I was actually on a podcast with Susan Friedman, who is an excellent expert in the book marketing space. And I brought up the topic of giving your book away for free, like we do for one of my clients, Nigel Moore, package price profit. And all we ask for in exchange for giving the book to them as a PDF download is name and email. We've been fortunate enough to have made over $140,000, $150,000 from giving his book away for free. And we make about $20,000 to $25,000 each and every single month recurring because of doing so. And Susan had a fantastic perspective. You know, she absolutely cringed at the fact that I said, clients, if you're a service provider, if you're a young coach, if you're someone who is, somewhat new and you've got a book for your business, you should give it away for free in exchange for a download, name and email address. And her perspective was you would just absolutely devalue the book. You've spent so much time, energy, effort, money perhaps to have the book produced and sold. And giving it away as a digital asset is just such a shame. And my thoughts on that comment were, what's the outcome, right? Why did you write the book? If you're here listening to the Smart Author Podcast, then most likely you wrote your book because you want to generate business from your book. And to get $20, $30, $40 for your book, rather than getting hundreds of copies out there potentially, I think it's a trade-off that you're going to have to get comfortable with. Would I rather hundreds of people see my offer and only 1 or 2 or 5 people buy the book versus having hundreds of people see my book offer and 50% of them actually downloading the book, a portion of those people reading the book, and 20% of them actually working with me in a larger capacity. Going back to the example of Nigel, we've probably given away 5,000-6,000 copies of this book for free. We have had about 10% of people who download the book want to work with him in his membership. So let's just call that 500 people. His retention rate is in the 90s, high 90s, I would say. So out of the 500 people, we've had 450 stay on with him, and his membership price is $47. So let's just say $50. You can probably see that kind of equates to around $25,000 in revenue per month. And that equates to a very successful campaign and a very successful way to grow his business, especially considering the fact that he doesn't market elsewhere. His book is primarily his marketing avenue, and the trial into his membership is primarily the way that he gets people from his book or his front end stuff into his business. His membership is essentially his core offer, the main thing that he offers, and it is extremely lucrative. There's just so much profit for him. It's not funny. Now, applying this same strategy to you, if you have a service business, a coaching business, or some sort of business that offers high ticket, I think there's a tremendous opportunity for you to give your book away for free as a download, especially if you're DIYing your ads. If you're doing your ads yourself, running a paid book funnel where you're asking people to pay you money to get your book is so much harder than giving your book away in exchange for a name and email address. You're probably going to have 10 times the struggle, getting someone to buy your book versus downloading your book for free. You're probably going to pay between 3 and 5 times more money to have someone to buy your book versus downloading your book. And you're certainly going to have 10 times less the amount of people getting your book into their hands. So coming back to what the outcome is for you, is it to get your book out there as much as possible? Is it to get as many eyeballs on your offers as possible? If the answer is yes, then I truly and wholeheartedly believe that you should give your book away for free. Now, going back to the example, right? If we have a really good offer on the back of our book leads to this offer. You've written the book to accelerate the offer, to expand the offer, to create more opportunity for your offer. Then all you need is 2 funnel pages. You need a sales page for your book, sell someone on getting your book, ask for their name and email, potentially phone number. On the thank you page, opportunity to book a call with you or your team. If you have other avenues to sell things like a webinar, like a VSL, that's a prime opportunity to have it on the second step of the funnel. But you don't need to overcomplicate this. Get someone to download the book on the first step, get someone to book in a call with you on the second step. And if you're a decent salesperson, if you're charismatic and you know how to sell your product and your offer, then you'll probably find that you'll get between 25 and 50% of people who book a strategy call with you to actually buy from you. And of the people who download the book in the first place, you might find that between 5 and 20% book in a call with you. So out of every 100 people that download your book, you'll have 5 to 20 people actually go ahead and book in a call with you. And if you're closing 50%, that's 2.5 to 10 people. If you're closing 20%, that's potentially 1 to 2 people off of that. And to get 100 people to download your book, it could cost $100 up to, $2,000. It just depends on your cost per lead, how good your ads are, and all of that. But for most of us, spending $2,000 to get a $10,000 client times potentially 2 to 10, that can equal a lot of money pretty easily, in my opinion. So should you be concerned about devaluing your book and giving away your book when you should be charging $10 or $20 or $30 or $40 for your book? In this example, as a direct response marketer myself, you get the thumbs up from me. Anyway, I hope that this prompted some thoughts for you, gave you a bit of clarity on what you should do. And, just circling back, if you're a DIYer, if you're trying to run ads yourself, then don't try to run a paid books campaign. You're going to have such a hard time. Leave that to the experts like me. If you want to sell your book, come to me to do that. If you want to give your book away for free, that's definitely a campaign that you can tackle yourself and get good results for. At the end of the day, if you need any help with your book marketing or your strategy, if you are currently running ads for your book, trying to sell it or give it away, like I've explained, then head over to smartauthormedia.com. You'll see a green button to chat with me. And that's essentially a $1,000 consulting session for free. 30 minutes, we'll basically jump through and review everything that you've got going on right now. I'll give you some tangible tactical feedback and advice on what you can implement to make your book marketing excellent. Or if you haven't started marketing your book yet, then I'll give you a roadmap to what you can implement and put into place to actually start making some book sales or giving some books away for free and getting some clients on the back of your book. It's truly something we specialize in. We've sold over 25,000 copies of books and spent over $500,000 on ads for books specifically. And I think you'll get a lot out of that session with me. And if you want to work with me to help implement those things, then obviously that will be something that we can discuss. I'm not a salesperson though. I'm not a hard sales guy. First and foremost, I want to help you sell books. And with that, if that's doing it by yourself or with me, then that makes me a happy person. So If you want to book that, you can go ahead and head over to smartauthormedia.com. You'll see the green button to do so. But lastly, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Smart Author podcast, and I'd love to hear your thoughts below if you have any, and what your main takeaways are. I'll see you on the next episode.